This is Valley News Live at noon.
While war rages on the ground in Ukraine, the first peace talks are underway, even though there is a little hope that anything will come out of them. And the Biden administration announced even more sanctions against Russia this morning. Skylar Henry has more details from the White House.
Ukrainian and Russian delegations met on Ukraine's border with Belarus Monday, the first direct talk since Russia's invasion began. The war on the ground continues. Ukraine's military says Russian forces have slowed their offensive after suffering heavy losses. Russia continues its assault on Ukraine's largest cities of Kyiv and Kharkiv. And Russian President Vladimir Putin raised alarms when he put Russia's nuclear weapons on high alert.
I hope this is nothing more than saber rattling, but we should be very concerned and very vigilant about deterring Putin from further acting against the West.
The U.S. and its allies have responded to Russia's attack with sanctions, attempting to isolate and weaken Russia's economy. This weekend, the U.S. and allies kicked most Russian banks out of SWIFT, an international bank messaging system that makes global transactions easier. That prompted some panic as Russians lined up to withdraw cash. The value of Russian rubles are plummeting, and Russia's central bank responded by doubling key interest rates to 20%. This morning, the Treasury Department announced new sanctions targeting Russia's central bank. The move blocks it from doing transactions in U.S. dollars. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The ruble's value has fallen 30% against the dollar in trading today, making 1 ruble worth less than 1 U.S. cent. Russia has been selling off foreign currency in an attempt to keep the ruble's value higher. Today's sanctions will make it harder, if not impossible, for Russia's central bank to take those steps going forward. New at noon, Volvo is the latest business making changes due to the conflict in Ukraine. The automaker announced it is halting car shipments to Russia's market. In a statement, Volvo did not put a potential end date to this move. Company officials say sanctions against Russia by the U.S. and European Union led to the decision. We're starting out the work week on a good note with blue skies and a bit warmer temperatures, but we may see some changes soon. Let's go to Summer Schnellbach with a quick look at the weather.
Thank you so much, JC. We started our day already on a positive note with morning lows above average. We saw some single digits to teens above 0, and we're enjoying plentiful blue skies heading into our afternoon hours. Temperatures are in the 20s and 30s. Jamestown already at this time hitting 40 degrees. It's 25 in Fargo, 21 in Grand Forks, still holding on to the teens in Devil's Lake at 18 degrees, 32 in Fergus Falls, and 31 in Bemidji, making for a glorious day. And we're not seeing a lot of wind. It's a touch on the breezy side, but not windy by any means. Lots of us seeing some sunshine, but we're still hanging on to some cloud cover in portions of northwestern Minnesota from Roseau, Baudette down into Bemidji after some light morning snowfall. Your hourly planner today in Fargo, temperatures will be beautiful in those 30s, falling back into the 20s for tonight, and a breeze shifting out of the north later on. And in Grand Forks, very similar trend, looking like a beautiful day ahead. So JC, I think after the newscast, we need to go spend some time outside and soak up some vitamin D.
All right, I'll meet you out there. Thanks, Summer. Fire crews are investigating a fire at a car auction business in North Fargo. They were called around 1 this morning to the 4400 block of 37th Street North. Officials say 23 vehicles were involved. Fire crews on the scene tell us there's nothing suspicious about the fire, although they don't yet have a cause. A man is in jail suspected of arson after authorities say he tried setting someone's house on fire over the weekend. The Polk County Sheriff's Office arrested 37-year-old Roger Pasa of Crookston Saturday night after a fire in Mentor, Minnesota. The homeowner wasn't home at the time and no injuries have been reported. Fire crews say there was moderate damage to the house. The Minnesota State Patrol has identified the woman who died in a crash in Otter Tail County. Authorities say the victim was 19-year-old Grace Olson of Barnesville. Troopers say she was driving a car on Highway 210 east of Fergus Falls just after midnight yesterday when she collided with a truck carrying 9 people. David Moyne of Henning was driving the truck, and he and 3 passengers were hurt. There's no word from the State Patrol yet about what caused that crash. One person is recovering from injuries after a rollover crash in North Grand Forks. Police say late last night a driver lost control of their car, hit a curb, and flipped. The driver was thrown from the car, but the passenger wasn't hurt. Police used the UAS team to help with the crash. President Joe Biden's first State of the Union address is scheduled for tomorrow. Historically, the speech offers the president a chance to highlight their priorities and agenda, but much of that is taking a back seat right now as the Russia-Ukraine war rages on. Still, it's a critical time for President Biden as he works to manage a shaky economy and nominate a new Supreme Court justice, all while the pandemic drags on. In preparation for possible protests by big rig truckers, U.S. Capitol Police put a fence up around the Capitol grounds. Advancements in technology have more people taking their health into their own hands. Coming up at noon, we'll take a look at the pros and cons of the do-it-yourself health movement. But next, we're warming up. Summer Snowbach is in to tell us how long the seasonal temps will last.